So as we soften belly, you can feel the breath spreading into the abdomen, the low back, the pelvis, all the way down to the genitals. And it's when we can get a feeling of the breath reaching the pelvis, I find that the head and the neck can grow lighter. So actually go down in order to lighten up. And if we are to explore today our freedom, our bodily freedom, it behooves us to also explore our ground. So it's that, where do we take our seat? It's that, so what is the, from what depth do we view? From what depth do we breathe? From what depth of reality do we sense and engage? Now, I can't answer that, but I can kind of offer some kind of landmarks, and it'll help you get a sense of what your current ground is. But I think we can all agree that the physical body is not a bad place to start. So even just something as simple as feeling the sit bones, kind of anchoring down into the solid earth. Our breath work today is Brahmari. We'll take a couple of rounds, 2 rounds, to get a sense of the lower third of the body. We'll take a couple of rounds to get a sense of this middle third of the torso, of the physical body. And we'll take another couple of rounds to get a sense of this upper third. Okay? So when you're ready, we'll begin. So deep inhalation, lips closed. Use the entire exhalation to sound and to feel. Let's continue until we've buzzed up these 3 major areas of our core, of our body. And as we're playing with this quality of resonance. Resonance comes about because there's something stationary, a material of some sort, and there's freedom of motion. So feeling that buzz, that resonance in your body, it gives us clues about areas of the body that are free enough to move. And at any time throughout our practice, if we find ourselves in a pose, we find ourselves discovering a quality of, I'm stuck here, I can't move, there's something immovable. You're welcome to use a round or 9 of Brahmari. And with that sound, we can start to explore the buzz, the freedom, the motion, really the energy of that particular area. Let's move into half lotus, right over left. We're setting up a seated spinal twist. So if half lotus is not great for your legs or knees, cross-legged will work. And with feet gently active, inhale, feeling breath descend down to the sit bones. So the neck and the head can rise. Exhaling, turn to your right. Establish your hand support or your grips. I was mentioning this a bit ago, but it's perhaps worth bringing up again. If you encounter such a moment that feels like stagnant or stuckness, something that I find is in those moments, I often will feel a disconnect from ground. So if you encounter a feeling of, that's just so jammed up, there's something so achy and immovable, you might pause and with your breath connect all the way down, whether it's to physical ground or that deep interiority, and find out if that reconnecting to your ground actually involves that stuckness feeling. And release. Inhale, we'll unwind, and we'll switch the cross of our legs. So left over right. And again, I see this maybe 9 times out of 10, just from a statistical point of view, is if I'm cueing us to lift up, most of us go up to explore up, and I'm actually suggesting kind of a contrapuntal movement. Go in, go down to discover that buoyancy and that freedom. So inhale, soften the belly, feel the breath in the sit bones. Exhaling, turn to your left, moving into your twist. Reconnect to breath. And so for some of us, that ground is a literal physical ground, like going down, going back to the feet, going back to the legs, going in and back to the pelvis, to the tailbone, to the sit bones, to the earth. And for some of us, that ground is a depth of interiority. Like feeling that deep, that innermost, centralmost sense of self. Release. Inhaling, letting go, unwind. Lie on back. With feet off ground, we'll start elbow to knee. The version we'll be working today looks like this figure 4, or it looks like tree. We'll be inserting or pressing one foot to the other inner leg. Inhale, head and shoulders off the ground. A little abdominal pressure keeps the back near the ground. Exhale, left leg out reaches. Right foot presses inner left leg. I'm using my hand to scoop it up, to put it into place. Pull low belly down as you squeeze that inner leg in. Pull low belly down. And then releasing that, inhale, knees over hips, shoulder blades remain up. Curl tailbone, exhale, right leg reaches out, left foot, plant, press, right leg, squeeze inwardly. I do all of this without rocking on my back. Pull low belly down. Inhale, let that up, knees over hips. Curl tailbone, exhale, left leg reaches, right foot plants, plant press. Inner left leg, press and reach, getting some length. I'll even use my right foot to kind of move my thigh bone. Pull low belly down. Inhaling, let that up. Exhale, curling tailbone, right leg reaches, left foot plants. So right leg squeezes in, and I'm using my left heel to nudge my thigh bone outward. Pull low belly down. Good, inhale, let that up. Let's do 2 more on each side. So it's simultaneously a very strong engagement for the straight leg and an outreach. To press this whole, there you go. Reach all the way out. Yeah, use your left heel, kind of push this thigh bone out. Squeeze that inner right thigh even more, Joy. So you can press that straight leg really strongly into the foot. And you can get that turned on all the way down at the sit bone. And you may like that contraction, Connie, getting that sit bone area contraction. So like your left sit bone muscle area. Without spinning the foot, keep the foot oriented that way, but squeeze the butt cheek in the left sit bone area. Yep. And now let's try that out on the other side, and we'll do it thoughtfully and carefully. So keep that foot from spinning out. Keep the foot oriented straight ahead. Right leg squeeze in. And squeeze right sit bone toward tailbone. Good, keep squeezing, reach out. There you go, there you go. Sometimes it's really helpful to squeeze an area that has a little twitch or a spasm, and then it can sometimes release. Hopefully we don't make it worse. All right. So as you're finishing up, and there's no rush, grab a hold of your roll. And once you have your roll between your legs, reach your legs straight up. We'll be working twisting abs with the mat. Inhale, float the head and the shoulder blades off the ground. Remain right here. Squeeze the roll, curling tailbone. And now exhale, send your elbows toward the right thigh. I squeeze both inner legs inwardly, turning a little bit my upper torso, pull low belly down. Inhale, come back centrally, keep the head up, keep the shoulder blades up. Pause, hold that breath just for a moment as you squeeze the roll, curling tailbone. Exhale, reach elbows toward that left thigh. Keep that squeeze. Pull low belly down. Inhale, come back centrally. So every time I inhale, I let up some of that squeeze. Squeeze the roll, curl tailbone. This time, exhale, reach elbows straight up. So as I reach elbows toward toes, I reach feet toward sky, and I'll pull the low belly down, all the way down. Feel the ground. Inhale, let up some of that pressure. Squeeze the roll, curl tailbone, exhale, reach elbows toward right thigh. Pull low belly down. Inhale, come back centrally. Squeeze the roll. Exhale, curling tailbone, reach elbows toward your left leg. Pull low belly down, maintaining that squeeze as you send the legs up. Inhale, back centrally. Squeeze the roll. Now exhale, reach elbows straight up toward the sky. Legs straight up toward the sky. Pull low belly down. And release. Inhale, set the head down. Exhaling, set the feet down, the roll down. Take your left ankle and cross it over your right thigh. Doing a little figure 4 pigeon-like stretch. Grab your right shin. Inhaling your breath into your low back, pelvis. Leaving the head on the ground, exhale with the low belly muscles. And release. We'll be switching sides. Right ankle over left thigh. And pressing out through that right heel a tad, just to enact or to kind of activate that foot. Just keep practicing breathing into the back toward the ground. Exhaling, drawing the belly muscles in and down, just as we usually do for all those abdominal moves. Our deep breathing structures are implicated in our sacrum and our hips and our pelvis. It's a deep structural connection. It's a deep neurological connection. So when I'm doing these kinds of pigeony-like stretches like this, like I'm really sinking or aiming to feel the deepest structure wrapped up around the pelvis and the spine and the sacrum and the genitals. Let's release this. We'll turn onto a side. We'll press, setting up for dolphin. with our elbows under our shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale into the upper back, mid-back. Curl toes under. Exhale the knees off the ground. Right foot, the toes, will wrap around the left heel cord. And here we'll apply a bit of weight, stepping down. Press the arms down. Feel the heel, the leg sinking down, reaching down. And from that descent, as our feeling awareness descends in the body, in through the shoulders and the arms and into the mat and hands, as our feeling awareness descends into the leg, into the heel, into the ground, where can you feel a quality of lightness, if any? Does that lighten up for you around the heart? Does that start to lighten up for you around the sacrum? Now keep reaching that left sit bone away from your shoulders. So even though you're weighing down that left leg, it doesn't mean we're collapsing. Ground to descend into the body, into the ground, is not a collapse move. It's a highly attuned sense of in and down, depth. Okay, let's switch sides. We'll set the right foot down. I'll use the left foot to weigh the right heel toward the ground. As we move in and down, in and down, in and depth, right, we start to experience our interiors as having depth. So having multifaceted, a depth, a richness. Set the foot down, and we'll set the knees down, exiting dolphin. Let's stand. Entering horse stance. Nice wide stance. Inhale the arms out to the side. We're moving into eagle. Exhale, right elbow over left. Right over left. So drawing the shoulders down. The tailbone down, pressing the feet down. Grow lighter interiorly. It helps to breathe in and through one's core, to to sense that lightness from our interiors. And if you're still kind of like muddling around through the word part of what I just said, breathe, feel, core. Right? Breathe, feel, feet. Right? Breathe, feel, tailbone. Inhaling, unwind arms. Exhale, right into the other side, left over right. For those of us who really enjoy words and language and ideas and mentalizing and problem solving and strategies, this is a bit of a leap. It's a different way for your mind to work. Okay? Admittedly, no matter how much you love the words or are distracted by the words, at the heart of this practice, this embodiment practice, is breathe, feel. This is about having a non-conceptual way of knowing. A way of knowing that relies on our cells and our deep bodily wisdom and intelligence. Concepts can't go there. So we need other tools. Thinking can't go there. We need other tools. Inhale, unwind the arms, straighten the legs, heel toe your feet together to exit. And let's stand at the top of a mat. And feel the shoulders slink down the rib cage. Inhale, draw the arms up. Feel the heels sink down, the tailbone melts down. Exhale, fold forward. Feel the neck relax down. Arrow lunge. Inhaling, step the left foot back. You'll set the knee down for a moment. Place the top of the foot down. That's the left foot. Exhale, press. Press that top of left foot down. Now you may have to squeeze a little bit that inner left ankle in. Okay. You can keep your hands on the ground if you feel ready. Things are warm, things are ready. You can draw the arms up. It's really up to your hips. As I press down through the feet, it affords me a buoyancy. You can feel that quality of float. Gently set that knee down, twisting lunge. Inhale, back your hips over the left knee. So the right foot is under the right knee. Exhale, left elbow over right thigh. On exhale, twisting lunge interlock, sliding the left armpit down, right hand reach behind the back to connect with that left hand. Breathe, feel. And as we establish that breathe plus feel as our kind of our mode, then breathe and feel depth. That means go inwardly. As we keep moving in, depth becomes evident, becomes a part of our lived experience. And from depth, there's richness. From depth, there's priorities. From depth, there's mystery. Release. Inhale, we'll set the hands down. Exhaling, step back. Lower, all the way down, belly to earth. Inhale, cobra. Shifting the tailbone down. Exhaling, lower downward dog. Now, maintain downward dog for just a moment. And let's take 2 rounds of Brahmari. So using your sound to feel where there's motion, where there's freedom, and where it feels solid, where it feels maybe fixed. Inhaling, step the left foot forward for arrow lunge. I'm setting the right knee down and the top of the right foot down. And then exhaling, press top of right foot down. Even if the knee does not lift, you may press down. Hand placement is optional. Optional ground, optional leg, option overhead. And gently set that right knee down. Inhaling, we'll back the hips over the right knee. Right arm reaches up. Exhale, twisting lunge. Hook, right arm over left thigh. Feeling breath. Feeling breath. Track it inwardly, in and down. And with this in and down move, this depth approach, we find that those sounds, those resonances of our body, they too become more evident. There's a freedom in the body. And one of the places that we discover the evidence for freedom is in its resonance. Right? It's when the particles and the parts are free enough to move. It comes across to us as resonance. Free to move. Resonate. Use your breath, just your breath. Is it free to move? Ooh, twisting, lunge, interlock. Free to move. Release. Inhale as we unwind, set the hands down. Exhaling, we'll step our right foot forward, moving into a fold, completing the sun. Inhale, stand, draw the arms up. Exhaling, hands to heart. So a couple of moves from standing. Start with the right foot, standing splits. Both hands grab right foot. The right leg does not have to straighten, but that's the direction that we're intending to go. Those inner leg pressures that we're playing with in our abdominals, in that brolga, you can enact those here. There's something unique about bringing and acting motion toward the center of our body that privies us to feeling depth. Inner legs is one of those ways where it kind of drawing and pulling, like physically, energetically towards center. Especially that deep upper left thigh. And set that right foot down. We'll switch sides. Both hands grab left foot. And release. So set that left foot down. Okay, so a little pause moment. we'll be moving toward the wall. If you are kicking up, we're moving legs apart, handstand. Allow me to remind us visually. So I have to step or guess my leg length. And you should have a good sense of how long your legs are by now, yes? Okay, we go legs apart. Now, if you are kicking up, you get the practice of kicking up both sides. Okay? So if I kicked up with my left leg, then of course I need a practice round kicking up with my right. If not kicking up today, then downward dog on the wall, and you'll reach one leg at a time away from the wall. Okay, both sides. Please help yourself. And hopefully you have a little section of wall that you can get a foot to. Just wave at me if you need my eyeballs. Do you want to kick up? Nice. Straightening the leg, that wall leg joint, unless you're specifically bending it to heel pull your butt up. But you may want to go further from the wall to straighten that wall leg. That's your right leg right now. Yeah, you might be able to come back away from the wall like another foot. And that would give you a chance to straighten the leg on the wall. All right. Now, if you are, there you go. That's it. No. Straighten. Bring one of those legs off, Joy. You got it. Now start to straighten that right leg. You may have to walk it up a little bit or walk it down, but yeah, straightening it. There it is. There. That's where we can go with that. Okay. Now, if it feels a little crunched in the back joint, we may just have to adjust the spacing, but that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. All right, if you are ready to continue away from handstand, let's take your time. We'll inhale, draw the arms up. Exhale, fold. Lunge. Inhale, step the right foot back. This time it's knee up, heel up. Draw the arms up. Slightly squeeze that inner right ankle inwardly. Deep breath. All right, so we're gonna do a little miniature side bend here. So place your left hand on your left thigh. Inhale, keep reaching that right arm up. Keep shifting that tailbone down, and as you exhale, just very, very slightly and carefully, you're gonna reach that right hand almost over our left side. And inhaling, come upright, set the right knee down. And let's pad that knee, that right knee that we set down. Walk the left foot forward. Kind of a broad spectrum of options. Nomad's pose, so one, either simply fold forward, or two, start to nudge this left foot forward. So I just want you to self-determine what is my own warmth in my body. And if you feel pretty warm, you can start to nudge more into splits. If you still feel kind of cool, like maybe you have a cold environment where you're practicing, you may want to just keep it more on the fold side. And you might even close eyes and feel breath in and down and central, like genitals, core, center of pelvis. All right, inhale, draw this left foot back. And once the left foot is under the knee, lounge lunge. Keep the right hand planted. Squeeze this inner left thigh, or squeeze this thigh. Chest turns left. Reach back to that right foot. Reach back to the big toe. We're going to do another round of Brahmari here. So as we're all getting all stretched out in these poses, the sound will just give us some information with regards to fixity and freedom. Right? And that dyad, what's fixed and what's free, what's grounded and what's able to move, will come through our body as resonance. Deep inhale. Inhaling, unwind. Set the hands down. Exhaling, we'll step that left foot back. Let's lower all the way down to the ground. All the way down. Shifting the tailbone toward the earth. Inhale. Abdomen into the ground, hands pooled, chest forward. Exhaling, lower, downward dog. All right, we've got a lunge on the other side. Inhale, right foot between the hands. And we keep the knee and the heel up. And then feel, breathe. And that's like our basic, like a fundamental embodiment move. Feel plus breathe. And for our purposes today, as we concern ourselves with resonance and depth, in and down. In. Some of what will help us with the down part is a physical, a literal down. Feel the feet, feel the tailbone, feel the leg muscles, feel the pelvis. On a less concrete way, in a more energetic or subtle way, that down is into our depths. What we perceive is deeper than this. Feeling breath penetrate more deeply internally. And if it doesn't feel like there's any depth today, just keep hunting, keep feeling for that. It may not show up today, but it does show up. Now, here's that little itty bitty side bend move. Keep your right hand on your right thigh. Keep the left arm raised. It's a very tiny move. I have to have that tailbone shift down, and then I just a hint reach to my right. Reach for the deepest structures with your breath. Reach, finding that deepest interiority. This becomes our ground. This becomes a place from which we may move. Inhaling, take that left arm up and over. And now we set that left hand, left knee down. Let's pad the left knee. And we're moving somewhere between nomad's pose, basically a straight-legged forward fold, and splits. You must self-determine for your own safety. How warm do I feel? What would I be willing to explore? Softening lips. Gradually, as we investigate this exquisite and miraculous body, our ground becomes less and less solid or fixed, and our ground becomes more of what is vast and open and always changing. Like many of the texts will refer to this groundless ground. Right? A place with fewer and fewer reference points. Coming from a depth where there's fewer and fewer self-referencings. Uh-oh, then who's showing up? Now it gets really fun. There's no self-referencing. Who shows up? But that's what we're here to find out. All right, lounge lunge. Inhale, we draw that right foot back. Draw it back till foot is under knee. Left hand remains down. Hug that right leg. Chest turns right. And reach back through that big toe. Oh, I see you. So you're in pigeon, it looks like, Connie. Is that true? That's, yeah, no, okay, gotcha. Let's see if this is a good one for you. Again, feel plus breathe brings us away from the concepts and more to the sense, the felt sense of our presence, our body, our being. Go past the strategy with the tissues, past the strategy with the pose mechanics. Go deeper than that. And inhaling, unwind. Set the hands down. I believe that was all on this side. Exhaling, we'll step the left foot forward, coming into a fold. Take your time. Inhale, stand, draw the arms up. Exhaling, hands to heart. Chair pose, inhale, bend knees, reach. The arms up, the lift, the ribs up. Exhaling, fold forward, neck soft. Inhale, monkey. Use the hands, move the chest forward, support the torso lengthening. Exhale, step back. You can jump back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And of course, you can choose cobra if you're being tentative with the back. Exhaling, downward dog. All right. Inhale the right foot forward, warrior one. Okay. Now, if you need a strap, for archer, now's a good time to grab it. And we go right elbow up, left elbow down. Archer, warrior one. And just very softly, very carefully, as if bringing this left hip a little bit closer to the right knee. You feel how there's those inner legs again? Feel how that kind of draws our body physically and in a concrete way more centrally. There you go. There you go. And release. We're going to go directly to the other side. So let those arms go. Pardon me. Inhale, hands to ground. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. All right, same gig, other side. Inhale, left foot forward. Archer and warrior one. We're going left elbow up. Left elbow points up, right elbow points down. And if you're letting that back leg kind of just flare and hang out to the side, very subtly draw the right hip bone toward your left knee. So you feel the inner legs, both inner legs come on. It's not so much of a clench, it's not so much of a pelvic clench, but a motion towards center. And now reach out through those legs without disengaging them. I'm going to touch high up on the thigh. Sounds like it's squeeze. Now press out through that engagement. There you go. Good. Hold that. Hold that. Keep lifting, keep lifting. There you go. Keep that leg engagement lifting. And as you exhale, keep that leg engagement lift a little bit more. There you go. Good. Here we go. And we release. Inhale the hands down, exhaling chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Now we're going to complete the sun. Inhale, step or lightly jump the feet forward, monkey. Exhaling, fold. Chair pose, bending knees. Inhale. As I draw the arms up, slightly shift the tailbone down. Stand, exhaling, hands to heart. All right, a final wall item, and then we'll be moving closer to the ground. So final wall item is forearm balance, legs apart. If not kicking up, forearm balance, as you might be guessing, dolphin on the wall, one leg away at a time. So just like before, but from our forearms. And as a visual reminder, I'll just show you the forearm balance, legs apart. You get some practice kicking up with both legs. And if you find you're too close to the wall, you can always just step down and reset. Oops. I've been booted. There you go. All right, so dolphin on the wall, one leg away from the wall at a time, or forearm balance, legs apart. Each side. I'll meet you back in just a short bit. There you go. There you go. There it is. So Marcy, you might be able to set up further away from the wall. I know my visual angle might be a bit off, but you might be able to pull back another 6 or 8 or 12 inches from the wall. I'm just guessing you can separate your legs quite a bit more if you wanted to. There you go. Use those inner thighs. Oh. There you go. That's it, Mercy. That's it. And you can lean into that wall. Go ahead and lean in to that foot, that left foot. Yeah, just lean back into that foot, into that wall. Yeah, so even here too, Joy, like you could do one of a couple of things. You could walk your foot a little higher up the wall to straighten the leg, or you can set up a little further from the wall and reach the leg so it's straightened more. The thing with a straightened leg, which I understand why we kind of reserve, kind of pull away from straightening the leg. The thing with it though is I can involve my inner legs a great deal. There you go. There you go. Yeah, just walk that left foot up the wall, actually, up the wall, straightening the leg. There you go. Now, without moving, you can involve the inner leg. There it is. There it is. That's cool. Look at all that support you got from your inner thighs. That's so cool. There it is. Yes, 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 yes. So sweet. If you are already set away from the wall, you'll take your strap and just start to form, what is this? Maybe a 12 or 18 inch diameter loop. Okay, so I'm just making a little loop like so. We'll be setting a bridge with this loop around one ankle, one leg up at a time. And this will be our final move as we're heading in the direction of Shavasana. Okay. So again, I've got my strap, or sometimes a towel will work, but it's about 18 inches, 1 to 2 feet. Once you have that, have a seat, loop your right ankle. I'll be talking us through the whole thing. So we'll be doing it together. So again, my right foot has the loop. The feet are set up for bridge, hip width apart. You may like a little bit narrower than hip width. Inhale, grow the chest toward the nose. And now exhale, shift the tailbone up, the buttock up, the spine up. Here we are. Now both hands under the body, under the torso, grab the loop. Latch into it, straightening both arms. This is one of those exceptions we do in bridge where clustering the shoulder blades toward each other is kind of nice. So one, you may just want to remain here or know that you can work the pose from right here. You're lifting the chest away from the kneecap. Those of you ready to lift a leg, we're lifting the left leg. So lifting the chest toward the sky, lifting the leg away from the ground. Now, when we set this left foot down, attempt to set it into the loop. Attempt to remain in bridge. I find it's actually a little nicer on most back muscles if we can remain in bridge through the transition. And now that you have the loop around the left ankle, inhale, let's pick that right leg up. And then set the right foot down. Begin our descent out of bridge. And once we've lowered all the way down, we'll unwind with twisting root abs. So having lowered, cross the right knee over the left. And if desirable, hook the right foot behind the left calf. Keep the head on the ground. Stack your hands on your right thigh, mid-right thigh. Now, as a part of a back relief move, we're keeping the back on the ground, and this does require some abdominal stick-to-itiveness. Inhale into your low back. Use your abdominals to help guide your breath there, to refract your breath there. Now keep the head down, exhale. Use your inner thighs. Press one into the other. Press hands into thighs. Press. Pull low, belly down. Inhale, let that up just a smidge. Feet active, exhale. Curling the tailbone, press hands into thigh, thigh into hands. Working those inner thigh muscles right down to the sit bone area. Pull low belly down. Once more, inhale. Exhale. It's curling tailbone, pressing, and acting those inner leg muscles. Pull low belly down. Release. Unwind. And we'll switch sides. Twisted root abs. Left over right. Left foot behind right calf if you love it. We're keeping the head on the ground for these. Stack your hands on your left thigh. Feet active. Inhale. Abdominals will help refract that breath into the back. Exhale. Use your inner legs, curl tailbone, press hands into thighs. And now engage those inner thigh muscles all the way down to the sit bone, all the way down to the sit bone tailbone. There you go. There you go. Pull low belly down. Let's do that twice more. It's going to take a little bit of finding those inner thighs to get them engaging all the way down to the sit bone. So I exhale, I squeeze inner thighs, squeeze. There they are, all the way down to the sit bone. Pull low belly down. Last one. As you exhale, there's a lot of pressure. The tailbone curls, the hand presses. There's a lot of pressure all the way down to the sit bone. Inner thighs register all the way to the sit bone. That's it, Joy, that's it. And then inhale, unwind. Now, we are moving toward rest. If you want to straighten your legs, that's one form. If you want to place the soles of your feet together and let the knees open apart. If you want to rest with your legs up the wall, we have lots of options. Most importantly is listen to your back. What does your back, your hips, what does your sacrum need to discover a depth of rest? And that's where we'll take our rest. Breathe, we feel, and we descend. Our descent takes us into physical body. This is where we can sense the tissues and the bones, the blood, the quality of looseness or openness or warmth or ache or tightness or and we descend or deepen. And we can feel the subtle body. Here we can feel our mood constellation, our qualities of energy, organizations of energy, brightness, dimness. And as we descend even further, And start to explore and feel the vastness beyond that subtle body. The vastness, the clarity, the stillness. That fertile, mysterious depth of self. Rest here. For this is our ground too. This vastness is our ground. This quiescence is our ground. Now, when you're ready, and you may always stay as long as you wish, but if you're ready to move, you may bend knees, turn to a side, and press to seated. Namaste.